This is KUGAN CASSIUS for iFilm London. We're at Sims's gym here in Hainault for the media workouts for Anthony Joshua, Kevin Mitchell and Darren Barker as well. Added bonus.
Brucey.
Why aren't you just wearing a suit to the gym, haven't you not?
I've been busy, and I've been at work. This hasn't been a highlight of my day, so you know, pop down. It is hot out now, isn't it?
What's been the highlight of your day?
Trying to sort out BARKER STURM.
Are they being a tad awkward?
They ain't coming to England, put it that way.
Definitely not.
We can't lose the purse bid. It's 75-25. They won't come to England. So we've got a decision to make.
Just in English, what is the decision?
Well, I haven't made it yet, but I've already stressed to them the only way, there's 3 ways we go to Germany. 1, for obscene money. 2, with neutral officials. 3, with a rematch clause. So we've got some work to do tonight. No, it's ongoing, but you know, it's the fight we want. And if we lose that fight, the other opportunities aren't as lucrative. So it's disappointing because I've made them huge offers, and the purse bid, which is now in New Jersey, which is ready for tomorrow, is huge. But they've stressed, you know, they want to fight in Germany. Unfortunately,
what reasons have they given for not wanting to come here?
Because the bulk of the revenue for that fight comes from German TV, and in their mind, they're the reason for that. Actually true. However, the purse bid is 75-25 in Barker's favour. So therefore, put everything in a pot. We take 75%. They're not buyers of that because they believe they're bringing the bulk of the revenue to the table. True, they have an argument. But if we lose that fight, we lose a nice few quid and a great fight. But I'm not going there without neutral officials. Even though it's a mandatory, I want a rematch clause. So there's a lot of things that have got to be moved into our favour. It's difficult to do. But again, you're talking about obscene money. And this is a job like anything else where, you know, that plays a huge part in your decision.
Is there any likely chance that BARKER STURM doesn't happen in December?
Oh yeah, very much so. If we go to purse bids, they'll pull out.
Oh.
Simple as that. They've got other options as well. You know, don't get me wrong. They've got huge amounts of revenue coming from Germany, so they've got other fights. I believe they'll look at a Stieglitz fight. I believe they'll look at a Golovkin fight. You know, but one thing's for sure: they won't want to come to England for money that will be available to them in the purse bid.
But whatever happens, Barker fights in December.
100%.
So, plan B and C?
It'll go down the list. I think Gill's next. We'll rematch Gill, if that's the case, or go down there. You know, the unfortunate thing for us is that the STURM fight is the money fight right now, and it's the mandatory. You know, and you look at the other mandatory options, and they're not as lucrative. So it's definitely the right fight. But there's a lot to satisfy after Darren's like, go tomorrow. But it's my job to make sure if we do, it's for all the right reasons. You know, and it's a job at the end. You know, I mean, as long as we get a fair crack of the whip out there, financially, like I said, it's an obscene amount of money for Darren Barker. So it's something we've got to look at. But
when will this be resolved?
Tonight.
Tonight. Okay. We're here at the media workout. Anthony Joshua making his debut. Sort of slipped a little bit down the pecking order for the Saturday night with Scott Quigg's world title fight.
Not really. I sort of say. I mean, it's very difficult for Scott Quigg not to be main event because it's a world title fight, and Salinas is a fantastic fighter. That's such a brilliant fight. But Joshua is bringing a lot of media attention. It's a great turnout here today. I thought it was sort of like a co-feature, if you like, you know. I don't really take a lot of notice about top of the bill. So it's just you put the card on, and you know if there's. I mean, look, Mitchell against Lopez is a great fight. Selby against Ryan Walsh is a great fight. Got Luke Campbell on there as well. He's another gold medalist. He's topped his own bill in Hull. So just sling them all in. Do you know what I mean?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. People are getting the ump with you saying that.
Why? You say it as well.
Do I? It is what it is.
It is what it is. What do you reckon? I know you've been in and out of the gym since obviously.
Out more than in.
Yeah, Anthony has turned, well, signed over to you basically.
Can I interrupt and say bye?
Yeah.
See you later, mate. Speak to you tonight.
Yeah.
I've just filled him in anyway.
Second favourite
See you later,
fight.
mate.
Daz, sprechen in Deutsch?
Ja.
What the fuck was that then?
Do you speak German?
No, obviously not.
Yeah. No, that's what it means.
Oh.
You don't know.
Hey, don't go, mate. I'll see you
Alright,
after,
see you later, mate.
Sorry,
See
see
you
you
later.
later.
Just send anyone else in who wants to go with the law. You've seen a lot of him. Obviously, you've been in and out this gym. So physically looks immense.
Yeah.
How's he getting on with Tony Sims?
Great. I mean, firstly, just because the geezer's got a 12-pack and pecs like, you know, it doesn't mean he's going to be a world champion, but physically he's in great condition. He's obviously a very rare specimen. I mean, he's a man mountain, he's a machine. And I think it's the start of a great journey. I really believe he's a great fighter. He's got a lot to learn. You know, we're slinging him in reasonably deep with an 8-0 kid. But really, if he's as good as we think he is, he should deal with him. And deal with him well. We want someone that's going to come and try and beat Anthony Joshua. Try and throw shots rather than just cower and run for 6 rounds. And I think if they do that, then they're going to get knocked out in sensational fashion. Which the bottom line is, that's what the people want to see. So I'm excited about the journey. You know, it's I believe we've got a real opportunity here to have a great British heavyweight. There's a lot of hype, there's a lot of expectancy, but he's a down-to-earth kid, and I think he takes that in his stride.
Who picked Emmanuel Leo for him?
If we win, can I say it was me? You know, I look at the opponents with his training team, and you know, we went through probably a dozen opponents potentially. Leo was offered to us probably about 2 weeks ago. Looks at his record, and it was sort of one of them where you speak to Tony Sims and he says 8-0. You know, but when you look at him, you know, obviously he hasn't fought the very best out there. But what I like about it is he's got a winning mentality, and he's coming here to win, and he believes he can win, and that's, you know, that's what I want. I don't see the value in putting him in with stiff journeymen who are, you know, he's not going to learn anything from. And I think sometimes it's good to have a little bit of a squeaky bum. You know, it's good to feel the nerves and the adrenaline.
What's the most amount of rounds he's done?
I think he's done an 8-rounder.
This is a 6 with Joshua. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, look, obviously he's not one of the greatest prospects of all time, but he's a decent fighter who knows what he's doing. He's 8-0 and he's going to come to win. Therefore, he's going to throw shots. Therefore, hopefully, he's going to get knocked out.
Okay.
Great interview with Tyson Fury.
Thank you. Very emotional, Tyson Fury.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I worried a bit for him
Why?
in that interview. I don't know. I hope he gets himself up
I
for it in the
think
same
he
way.
genuinely thinks that 8th February that this fight won't happen.
Yeah. I think it will, but things can, you know, landscapes can change in boxing. You know. But one thing he's right about is there's not really a bigger fight financially in the division. So,
for him, yeah. No,
well,
no.
even for Hay, I don't. I mean, you got the Klitschko fight, but you know, I hope it happens. I'm confident it will. But I was worried about him a bit mentally in that interview because. But again, I'd like to see him fight in the interim, to be honest with you. But then again, he was right. What sort of opponent are you going to put him in with? Someone obviously who can't beat him, and therefore if he looks sloppy and if he don't look great and if he walks onto a few, people start saying, you know, it's a no-win situation. But look at the camp they've been on. I mean, out there in Belgium, all the top sparring partners, private jets, back rolls. I mean, yeah, they must have spent 100 grand.
Are you surprised that Hennessy, Sky and Haymaker was very quick into scheduling a date more or less than a week?
No, because that's the first thing you do. You've got to suppress people. Everyone wants to know what's happening, and people want answers. And they both want the fight, in my opinion. So therefore, that's why it was made so quickly again. Because they're right, what's the dates available? This is the date. What venues, dates are available at the MEN? There's that date. The cut's going to heal in X, gives him X amount of time to prepare. And February 8 was the one that ran the numbers, you know. And I wasn't surprised with how quickly that was done.
What about how long away it is? For 4.5 months.
Well, because you got Froch Groves on November the 23rd, right?
So it's more
you're not
going to
you're not going to have another pay-per-view event in December. December, you know, Hayes not going to be able to start sparring again till late November. I don't know, you know. So we're all very tight, you know, and I think, you know, December's never a great time to do a pay-per-view. Late December anyway, watching, and nor's January. So February makes sense, but it's frustrating for Tyson. I think it's going to play in the hands of David more because he's had a long time out of the ring anyway. Whereas Tyson's been so active, now he's going to come back and he would have had a huge layoff. Anyway, it's a bit of a diversion.
Yeah. Kevin Mitchell against Lopez. What? I've never seen Lopez fight, so have you seen him fight?
Tough Mexican, I think he's 25-2, something like that. Decent fighter, been knocked out before, so hopefully that can happen again.
Who knocked him out?
I don't know, you have to check on BoxRec. But one thing about Kevin Mitchell is that sometimes it takes people longer than others to realise what life is all about. And what I mean by that is, he used to be Jack the Lad, he used to go out and get in trouble. Now, he's probably as dedicated as some of the most dedicated fighters we've got. He's bang on the weight, he looks absolutely fantastic, he looks great in sparring, and he's got the whole world in front of him. Big domestic fights, world title fights, and now he realises that life is actually about family, life is about achieving, and that's what he wants to do. No interest in going out and messing around. He just wants to compete, he wants to win, and he wants to earn loads of money, right? So let's beat Marco Lopez, then let's fight Derry Matthews. I think it's a great fight.
When could you make that fight for?
I'd like to make it in December, but Derry's getting married, so that might end up being January, February. But, you know...
Are you going to call your Christmas show Christmas Cracker again?
No.
Okay. Don't call it that.
No.
It's a terrible name for a show.
Well, listen.
But anyway.
I'm always learning, aren't I?
I know.
Sometimes I make mistakes. If I haven't made 20 mistakes by midday, I aren't woken up yet.
Fair enough. The bill this week obviously is boosted by Queen and Luke Campbell as well. 10 card bill, is it?
Benny Amy, Glenn Foot, Larry Eckendale's out with an injury,
Right.
but Glenn Foot will still fight. Benny Amy, George Carman, Glenn Foot, Danny Connor against Tony Owens, Waddy Camacho against Tony Conquest, Luke Campbell against Neil Hepper, Anthony Joshua against Emmanuel Leo, Scott Quigg against Salinas, Kevin Mitchell against Marco Lopez, Lee Selby against Ryan Wolf. 10. Well done, sir.
10. What time do the doors open?
We're bringing them forward. I think we're going to open the doors about 4:30 for about a 5 o'clock start or 5:30 start.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And what time are you looking to end?
About 11:30.
Okay.
11:45 at the latest.
Okay. Adonis Stevenson,
Mm.
Tavoris Cloud. Result didn't really surprise you. It was what was expected, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It did surprise me how clinically he dealt with him,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. I was expecting him to win. I was hoping he won because we got the agreement in place, you know, and Tony wants Stevenson. He doesn't want Cloud, he wants Stevenson. So he was out there. Tony flew out there. And, you know, he fancies his chances.
Did you detect a little bit more to Stevenson's game than people
listen,
maybe give
I
him
mean,
credit for?
I think that he's been hurt before, he's been knocked out before, so he's aware of that situation now, and he sometimes can be cagey, but I think Tony can frustrate him. Listen, it's a proper fight, it's a tough fight, but it's for the world title. What do you expect? Do you know what I mean? Again, it's a golden chance for Tony Bellew, big payday, mandatory fight, no options, go and change your life, you know, and I believe he can do it.
This fight, definitely on the November the 30th.
Well, I mean, I just received an email from Yvonne Michelle to say he likes Tony. He says the show is planned for November the 30th. They'll look to announce this week. With the attitude of Bellew, we should have great fun in this promotion. Happy face. So they know Tony's going to be lively, and November 30th is the date. That's where I believe we'll be. It has to happen by the end of the year anyway. So
And Canada being the venue.
Mm-hmm.
So the Canada thing obviously is set in stone as well.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So when officially will you know, as in tickets wise?
I reckon this week.
Yeah.
I don't want to have the tickets this week, but I think we'll get confirmation this week.
Okay. I found a funny fact out about Canada,
Go on then.
but I don't know if I should mention it.
Go on.
Apparently, in Canada, prostitution is legal. Have you heard that?
I'm not sure that's true.
If anyone knows,
It's legal in Amsterdam.
yeah,
Or, well,
Is
is
it?
it Holland or is it Amsterdam or is it done by
Amsterdam.
councils?
I'm not sure, but some. Did I say I
I
saw
just
it?
find Amsterdam the weirdest place. Because, I mean, you know, you can just rock down a street and you see people just openly going into brass houses,
Yeah.
like just not even giving a monkeys. Not even.
They
giving
may
it,
they
not
may give a
even giving
monkey
it-
when they're in there.
No, but not even giving it the old. Do you know what I mean? Just
walking.
like,
Yeah,
but
they're
blokes
out,
like,
they're
you
out in the
know,
windows, aren't they? Apparently, anyway.
oh, I don't know,
Well, listen, I ain't even gonna lie. I've been to Amsterdam 17 times.
balls deep.
I'm not gonna comment on that. 17 times, but I haven't been in probably 4 years.
I haven't been for about 10 years, but it is mental. That's a conversation for
But-
another time.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened the last time I went. But yeah, I've heard that about Canada. If anyone knows that, I'll tell you where I read that from.
Go
You
on.
know that Uber facts, which are actually true facts.
I've been to Canada a couple of times, right? And it's never been sort of, you know, I've not noticed a huge, you know.
What?
No, but do you know what I mean? I've never noticed like things in my room or women giving things out or women just standing on, you know.
Yeah. No, no.
So maybe it's a bit low key.
I read that on Uber facts.
Yeah.
So, but which
So it might be right.
But they're right, true
Yeah,
facts,
yeah,
but just
yeah.
random facts. So, anyway, that's
Maybe it is legal, but it's all a little bit low key.
maybe not for people like you, obviously. Married men. Anyway, what's going on this week? Anything?
We might have a press conference on Wednesday. We've got a big announcement to make. I don't know whether we're going to make it on Wednesday or next week.
Oh,
And then we've got the press conference on Thursday. Weigh-in on Friday at the O2. If you haven't got a ticket for this fight, you need to get a ticket. We've got a couple of thousand to do this week. I want to make sure it's packed. I can't offer you any more value for money than I'm doing on this card. What more have I got to do?
Why did you just give me a handful?
No. We're giving a few away. I'm going to send some to Finchley, Anthony's old club, try and get some of the kids down there to go. But it was very adventurous at the O2. I mean, it holds like 9,000.
If you don't have a press conference on Wednesday, shall we do a Q&A on Wednesday?
Yep.
And do what you said. Don't.
Yeah, so anyone who listen, you can ask, as always with me, you can ask anything you want, right, within reason, boxing related. But any good questions, any tough questions, any questions that make me think, that person will receive 2 free tickets for the O2 on Saturday.
Okay. Just stress that if there's a press conference on Wednesday, we won't be doing
Correct.
the Twitter Q&A.
But I'll let you know that probably tonight or tomorrow morning. This will go out tonight,
Yes.
and then we can announce a Q&A tomorrow morning. People can get their emails in.
And
Do
then
it Wednesday afternoon.
we'll do it Wednesday afternoon. But like I said, if there's a press conference on Wednesday, this will not happen. We'll have to do it another time.
What I like about the Q&As is people, do you know what? I've blocked Stevie Hazo. I've blocked Gibbo for a while. I haven't blocked Brian King yet, and he's so nice on my Twitter. Because my timeline just used to be full of it, you know. Oh, it's so nice.
I can't deal with a lot of them. Brian King, I've
Listen,
kind
I
of got
don't
used to.
mind. I don't mind criticism, but when it's like relentless stuff that really, if you ask me a question, that's what I like about the Q&As. All these people ask me the hardest question you can, and I'll answer it. But you can't really answer it on Twitter, can you? Because it's like never ending. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'll let you know tonight, and if we do that, we'll do that thing on Wednesday. The big O2 ticket giveaway.
Yes, be good. All right, well, Eddie, I'm gonna go and catch up with Anthony Joshua now. You should get some sleep.
Oh, cheers. I feel alright
You
actually.
look like tired.
Do I? I had on Saturday night I went to bed felt rough Saturday night. I had the ball dinner on Friday.
Oh, how was the ball dinner?
What, you got the because you didn't get an invite?
I was invited.
You were at
Funny.
a show?
I was at a show, but I went to the
It
show.
was good, no it was good. But I felt rough, I had like tonsillitis. On I went to bed on Saturday night, 9:30. Woke up at 7. Didn't have a great sleep last night. Daughter came in.
She came in.
She came into the room, jumped in the bed. I picked her up, tried to put her back. She cried, and in the end, I just slept on the floor.
Okay. You alright?
I'm alright, mate.
She had to sleep on the floor of your big mansion.
Yeah.
Violins. Ed. Alright, well listen, thanks for talking to iFilm London.
Cheers, mate.
Soon to be renamed. Very
Is
soon.
it?
Yeah, within the
But you still haven't told me. Don't you
know.
have iFilm? No?
No, just don't stop, because I might have told you and I don't want to say it yet. It's nothing big.
I was that impressed. I've forgotten all about it.
Alright. And we'll catch up with you
Hopefully Wednesday.
Possibly Wednesday, definitely Thursday. Who's texting you?
Salinas camp all arrived in the hotel. Lovely jubbly.
It's good.
It's a proper fight, this one, mate.
It's happening. Alright. KUGAN, CASSIUS, Eddie Hearn, iFilm London, Sims's Gym, O2, this Saturday. Doors open at 4:30. First fight's at 5. Done by 11:30. Drive there. Don't get a train.
Get the train. I think the last tubes are like at 10 to 12, something like that.
Is
But
it?
I would drive, but
Fine. Sims's waiting to his own office.